Hi everyone, Kevin here. Today I want to show you how you can annotate your screen when you're screen sharing in Microsoft Teams. What does it mean to annotate your screen? Well, by annotating, you can draw on your screen using whatever color you want. You could insert shapes like rectangles, ellipses, or arrows. You could even type text on your screen. You could zoom in, you could zoom out. Basically anything that you need to annotate on your screen to help your audience follow along with your presentation. It turns out lots of competitor products to Teams provide annotation tools. For instance, WebEx and Zoom have pretty rich annotation tools. Unfortunately, Teams doesn't provide annotation tools natively, but luckily there are some free tools that we could use that'll allow you to annotate. I'm going to show you how we could get those free tools, and then I'm going to walk through how we can use them. All right, let's jump on the PC and let's start annotating. Here I am on my PC and I have Microsoft Teams open. I have a meeting coming up later today called Annotation Fun, and it'd be a good thing if I knew how to annotate for this meeting. So how do we annotate? Well, first off, we need to get a tool that will allow us to annotate. Let's go ahead and open our web browsers. Once you open up your web browser, you could go to Google or to Bing and search for a tool called ZoomIt. Alternatively, you could click into the description of this video and I have a link to ZoomIt and that'll navigate you directly to this page. ZoomIt is a screen annotation tool developed by Microsoft, and when I say developed by Microsoft, it was actually developed by one person, and that's Mark Russinovich. It turns out he's also the Chief Technology Officer of Microsoft Azure, so he's pretty high up within the company. On this page, there's a whole bunch of information about the ZoomIt tool. For instance, you'll see an introduction, you'll have information about using it, and then you have a whole bunch of shortcut keys that you could use to take advantage of the tool. But don't worry, you're watching a video, so I'm going to show you step by step how you could use it. And as a first step, let's click on Download ZoomIt. The download should go quickly because it's only 448 kilobytes, and once it finishes downloading, let's click on this arrow and then go to Show in Folder. This opens up our Downloads folder where we can see the compressed zip file for ZoomIt. Right click on the file and then Extract All. Now I've already done that and I have my ZoomIt folder here. When we click into the folder, you'll see two different files contained within. One of them is the EULA and the other is the ZoomIt application. Let's double click on ZoomIt. This opens up the ZoomIt app and we can now start annotating our screen. The ZoomIt app has a whole bunch of different capabilities, each one represented by one of these tabs across the app. We're going to walk through these one by one and I'll show you how they work. The first one is Zoom, and this allows us to zoom in and out on our screen. Now at the very top you'll see a few instructions on how to use it, and then here you see how you activate this mode or the shortcut key for it. By default, it's set to Control and the 1 key. If you press those at the same time, that'll activate Zoom. You can change this to any shortcut key that you want. For instance, let's say I don't like Control 1, I could press the F12 key and that'll change the shortcut key to F12. I'm going to stick with the default though and go with Control 1. I have a few additional options related to Zoom. For instance, I could animate the zoom in and out. I like when it's animated. It's a little bit smoother, so I'll leave that checked. Then I could also specify the level of magnification. So is it a more drastic magnification or is it more subtle? I could set that here too. I'll leave it at 2. Once we're ready to zoom, I need to click on OK, and that'll hide the tool itself. And we're going to leverage the shortcut keys to zoom in. Luckily, I have this PowerPoint presentation in back that'll remind us about what the shortcut keys are. To enter zoom mode, I'm going to press Control 1, and here you see that the screen zoomed in. If I move my mouse wheel forward, it'll zoom in even more, and if I move it back, it'll zoom out. To exit zoom mode, I can press the right mouse button and that'll exit, or I could press the escape key and that'll also exit zoom mode. When I'm in zoom mode, if I want to jump into drawing mode, I could press the left mouse key and that brings me into drawing mode, but in a moment, I'll show more details on how we could leverage drawing mode. Next, I want to show you how you can do a live zoom. And once again, you have all of your instructions here that tell you how you can use a live zoom. And once again, you can set a shortcut key for this. By default, it's set to Control F4. Let's click on OK and let's test this out. Now you might be wondering, what is the difference between a live zoom and a normal zoom that we just looked at? Well, with a live zoom, you can continue interacting with the application once you zoom in. With the previous zoom that we looked at, it's simply a static image of your applications in the background and you won't be able to interact with them. Let's click on Control 4 and test this out. So here I'm zoomed in and I'm going to move around my screen, and let's say for instance that I want to click on Insert. Here you'll see even though I'm zoomed in, I'm still able to interact with the application. Now there are a few differences. To be able to move in or to zoom in even more or zoom out, I press the Control key and the up arrow to zoom in even more, and I press the Control key and the down arrow to zoom out. And here too, there's a slight difference from the previous one. To exit this mode, we simply press Control and 4 again. Next, I want to show you how we could use the drawing annotation tools. I have ZoomIt open again, and here too you can see instructions on how to use it, and you can also define the shortcut key. I'm going to leave it set to the default of Control and 2 and click on OK. To activate drawing mode, let's click on the shortcut key, Control 2, and here you see that my mouse now shifted to the drawing tool. Here now I can draw on my slide, and I'm just going to draw a nice little line. The nice thing is it's not just limited to the slide. I could annotate anywhere on the application. So I could say, hey, look at this slide. Maybe I draw a little arrow here. So I could annotate anywhere. Now, one of the great things too is I'm not just limited to red, I can change my color. And here you can see all the different colors that the ZoomIt tool supports. For instance, here I'm going to shift to green by pressing G, I'm going to shift to blue by pressing B, and orange by pressing O. Here's yellow, and then I could click on pink. The ZoomIt tool supports 6 different colors. They're quite a large variety, and all you have to do is press the letter to switch to that color. To exit the drawing tool, here too, I'm going to press the escape key. Along with setting the colors, I can also change the thickness of my pen, and to change the thickness of my pen, I press the Control key and I move my mouse wheel either up or down. So if I move my mouse wheel down, it'll reduce the size of my drawing tool, and if I move it forward, it'll increase the thickness of my tool. So here you see a nice thick drawing. Now, as I'm annotating on my slide, let's say that I make a mistake and I want to undo it because 2 plus 2 doesn't equal 5. I can press Control Z and that'll undo the last annotation. So there I've removed it and I could type in the correct one. This is the same shortcut key that you could use on Windows to undo an action. Now, let's say I'm annotating my screen and I decide that I really don't want a smiley face with a thumbs up sign and I want to erase all of my annotations. All I need to do is press the E key and that'll remove all of my annotations. Another nice option that I could do is as I'm annotating my screen, if let's say my cursor is far off in some corner of the application, if I press the space bar, that'll bring my annotation tool right back into the middle. Not only can I draw with the drawing tool, I can also type, and to launch into typing mode, I press T on my keyboard. If I want my font to be bigger, I move my mouse wheel up, and if I want my font size to be smaller, I move the wheel down. Let me click and type something in. Once I'm done typing in my text, to exit type mode, I simply click on the left mouse button and that returns me to the drawing mode. Let's say I wanted to choose a different color for my text. Just like I choose a different pen color, I could simply click on the first letter of the color I want. Let's say I want pink, I'll press on P, and once again I press on T, and now I could type in pink. This is one way you could very easily annotate your screen with text. As I annotate my screen with text, I can also define what the font is. Back here within the ZoomIt tool, under the Type tab, if I click on Set Font, I could choose whatever font that I have on my system to be my annotation font. When I'm in drawing mode, I'm not just limited to typing or to using a pen. I can insert different shapes, and to insert different shapes, I have to use combination keys. For instance, if I want to insert a rectangle, I press the Control key with my left mouse key at the same time. So let's say I want to put a rectangle around the shape Control, I simply insert that up above, and here I could insert rectangles to my heart's content. I'm not just limited to rectangles with the annotation tool. Here I press the shift key and the left mouse key, and here I could draw lines on the screen. And once again, if I want to change the color, I simply press the letter of the color on my keyboard. So let's say I want to go with red, I pressed R, and here too now I could draw red lines. If I press the tab key, here I can insert an ellipses, so I'll press tab along with my left mouse key, and I could try to draw a circle, or maybe I'll just go with more of an oval shape. The last shape that we could insert is an arrow, and to insert an arrow, let's press the Control, Shift, and left mouse key at the same time, and where you place your cursor initially, that's going to be the head of the arrow, so here we could create an arrow. So far, I showed you how you could annotate an existing screen when you're in drawing mode. Let's say instead you want to annotate a blank canvas. Maybe you're having a brainstorming session and you just want a clear board. If you want a white sketch pad, we press W while you're in drawing mode, and that gives us a blank canvas now that we can annotate. Now, let's say for instance you prefer black, you could press the K key and that'll bring us into a black annotation mode, and here I can annotate the screen. I don't know what I'm drawing, but you get the idea. To exit out of this, we press the Escape key. Now, as I'm going through my presentation, let's imagine that I've added all these annotations and I don't want to lose them. I have two options. I could copy the annotation by pressing Control and C, or I could save the annotation by pressing Control S. Let's test these both out. So when I press Control S, this launches a file picker where I can save my annotation as a PNG. I'll go ahead and save it. And I can also copy it. I'll press Control C. Let me exit out of drawing mode, and now I could paste the screen copy that I just did. The last item that I want to show in the ZoomIt tool is the break timer. And once again, here you have some instructions on how it works, and then you see the shortcut key that you could click to kick off the break timer. Here you could set how much time you want the timer to be for, and you could also indicate whether you want to show the time elapsed after the expiration. You have a few different advanced options. For instance, you could play a sound, you could set the timer opacity, the position, as well as a background image. I'm going to leave these all as is, and let's go ahead and test this out. So if I press Control and 3, this launches my timer, and it was set to 10 minutes. If I want to add time to the timer, I hit my arrow key up, and that'll add additional time. If I want to reduce time, I press the arrow key down, and that'll reduce time. Now, if I'm at 0 minutes, here you'll see the elapsed time at the bottom, so you know how far over schedule you are. To exit the break timer mode, here too we press on the Escape key. Now, if you want to get back to the ZoomIt tool, there are two different ways you can do it. One of them is you could go back to File Explorer, you could double click on the application, and you could launch it that way. Another way you could launch the app is go down to your taskbar and go to your task tray. Within the task tray, you'll see an icon for the ZoomIt tool. When you click on this, this exposes a submenu. Now, we walked through all the different shortcuts for the ZoomIt tool. You could use the shortcut keys, but if you don't like shortcut keys, you could also launch the different modes here. For instance, if you want to launch the break timer, the draw tool, or the zoom tool, you could do so from here. If you click on options, this brings up the main ZoomIt interface, and here too you could go through and you can configure the ZoomIt tool. Two additional options within the ZoomIt tool that I want to call out. There's a checkbox here to show a tray icon. I recommend turning this on as an easy way to get back to this options screen. If you're going to be doing lots of different annotations, you can even have the ZoomIt tool launch when Windows starts. If you're doing lots of annotations, I would recommend checking this on. That was a look at how you could use the ZoomIt tool to annotate your screen. There are also many other tools that you can use to annotate your screen, and I have links to these different tools in the description. For instance, there's one site called Stefan's Tools, and he has an open source demo helper that's very similar to the ZoomIt tool that allows you to zoom in, it allows you to draw, insert different shapes, and it's open source. You can use this as well, and it behaves in a very similar way to ZoomIt. Along with this tool, there are also several other tools. For instance, you have Epic Pen. They have a free version with limited functionality. There's also a paid version which gives more advanced functionality, and you have several others. Once again, I've included links in the description if you want to test out or evaluate some of these different tools. These paid tools are typically have a little bit more functionality, a little bit more richness, and are a little easier to use. But personally, I think the ZoomIt tool is pretty rich and offers most of the functionality that you need. Now that we've looked at how the various annotation tools work, how do you actually annotate in Microsoft Teams? Well, to annotate in Microsoft Teams, first off, you need to join a meeting, and then we can go ahead and share our screen. For people to see our annotations, we have to share our screen. In this case, I'll just share my desktop, and here you see my desktop is now shared. Now, once again, all the shortcut keys that we learned, we can launch those. So I'm going to jump into drawing mode by pressing Control 2, and then here you can see that I can annotate my screen. As I draw these different annotations on the screen, because I'm sharing my entire desktop, all of my participants will be able to see my annotations. Alright, well that was a quick look at how you can annotate your screen while screen sharing in Microsoft Teams. And in fact, you can use this annotation tool to annotate outside of Teams as well. You could use these in any application, anywhere you are. If you learned how to annotate your screen, please give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see future videos like this, hit that subscribe button, and that way you'll get a notification anytime new content like this comes out. And lastly, if you want to see me cover any other topics in the future, leave a comment down below. That's how I create my list of videos to create. Alright, well that's all I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.